Senior Chief Kwataine, Mr. Kennedy Nkoma, Chief Director in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Ms. Patricia Liabuba, Senior Deputy Secretary, members of Parliament or councillors present here, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of UN agencies, distinguished invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure all protocols have been observed. It gives me great pleasure this evening to speak to you on this very important occasion, which has been organized to raise money for victims of trafficking in persons. I would like to thank the Ministry of Homeland Security for taking this great initiative, because it shows initiative right from the seat of government that Malawi is serious about finding shelter for those in our society that have been disadvantaged by the actions of some who only care about money. Trafficking in persons, as you have seen, is a very serious crime. The girls we saw on the video have experienced a very traumatic ordeal, but they have been worse, and the numbers keep growing on a daily basis. According to the Malawi Police Service, during the period of 2014 and 2016, there were a total number of 142 victims of trafficking in persons. The majority of traffickers apprehended were Malawian nationals. So a lot of trafficking is happening even within the country, people being taken from one part of the country to the other. They are taken without any resources. And when a trafficked person from Cholo is found in Kasungu, they cannot be kept anywhere because there isn't any infrastructure to keep them in a safe place while waiting to repatriate them. Out of 30 identified victims of trafficking in persons in Botswana, between the same time, 2015 and 2016, 73% were Malawian. So a number of Malawians are stranded in the SADC region as well as beyond, as we saw in the video. In 2017, there were 121 victims of trafficking. 86 were adults, 35 were children. 29 victims were identified abroad in Kenya, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and South Africa. A number of our children are being relocated outside the country. Many are working in tobacco and tea estates within the country, but also in Zambia, Tanzania, and Mozambique. Those that are found working in the labor industries suffer exploitative conditions. They don't rest. But many of these women and girls who are trafficked also face sexual exploitation. Let me share the details of a sad case that happened in Malawi in 2005 when 3 female workers of trafficking were intercepted in a sex establishment in the Netherlands. They were aged between 15 and 17. From the youngest, who was only 15, they were forced to have sexual relations with over 12 men a night. Trafficking is real, and the girls suffer. A trafficking victim who isn't given proper services is prone to being trafficked again and again. When you come back home and you have nothing to come back to, you would rather go back abroad to find something to show for the time you were abroad. And ladies and gentlemen, trafficking doesn't discriminate. It doesn't look at education. It doesn't look at economic status. Every person in this room can be a victim of human trafficking. So when we make the call to say we need funds, we need assistance, it is to help those that are affected who could easily be one of our family members. For many of us who attend international functions, how many have been met at the airport with somebody who has your name tag? You do not know who this person is who has come to meet you at the airport. You just go along with them. People have been trafficked in that way. So this is just a wake-up call to say, today it's those ladies we saw on the video. Tomorrow it could be me, it could be you, it could be our daughters. So today's event is a unique opportunity for us to inspire more effective collaboration with the state to prevent and combat trafficking in persons, and most importantly, to confirm our commitment through our contribution for the support of shelters and support to victims. We should all acknowledge that no single agency can end trafficking in persons. As government, it needs to engage closely with stakeholders across government in partnership with NGOs, the media, faith institutions and communities, the business community, academia, and through regional and international collaborations. More effective collaboration between each of these sectors is not only vital to expanding awareness and toward the understanding of these serious issues, but it also leverages our expertise and collective efforts to prevent and address these serious crimes. As a nation, we need a common approach to address common challenges as our basic tenets of partnership. We should therefore not hesitate to share one another's concerns as friends. We should not hesitate to be each other's keeper. We need to all work together strategically, from government to the UN, to the diplomatic corps, to the media. Everybody who's here has a role to play. I therefore ask you, motivate you, inspire you to dig deep in your pockets, find ways to assist in filling up this fund so that Malawi can stand tall amongst other international partners and say, we have a safe place for victims of trafficking. We care, and we want to show the world that as a nation, we are not going to let this vice go about without us taking confident steps towards eradicating it. Thank you very much for your attention. God bless you as you all contribute generously.